Welcome back to The Five. President Biden taking some time away from his fancy-dancy vacation in Nantucket to repeat his America is Back message on the most expensive Thanksgiving in history.
Oh, hold on. My phone's ringing. Just a sec. Oh, my gosh. Look at who's calling. Oh, hello? Hello, Mr.
Hello,
President.
Al. How you doing, pal?
Happy Thanksgiving.
It's so good for you calling. We thank you so much. What's your message to the American folks on this Thanksgiving Day?
My message is, after 2 years, you're back. America's back. There's nothing we're unable to overcome, Al.
That was a spontaneous call. And Biden's allies trying to back up his out-of-touch comments. Elizabeth Warren claiming prices are surging because of, quote, greedy corporations and not Democrats. And Republicans are ripping Biden, saying it looks like he's doing things on purpose.
You want to buy a home, it's going to cost more. You want to rent an apartment, it's going to cost more. To put food on the table, it costs more. To put gas in your car, it costs more. And of course, Thanksgiving turkey and now Christmas presents all cost more. What they're doing to the price of goods and services has to be intentional with their crazy spending. And now they're going to make it even worse by putting tax increases, if they pass this plan, putting tax increases on the very people who've been busting their tail trying to help their family over the last several months.
All right, Jessica, I'm going to go to you first because I'm going to give you the shot at this one. Isn't Joe Biden truly out of touch in Nantucket, a $20 million estate, as Americans are struggling?
$30 million. Stop.
$30 million.
It's not
$30
his
million.
house.
But he's staying there as we're trying to just pump up our cars and buy a turkey. He's like in Nantucket, out of touch.
I'm sorry you're suffering so
I
much,
am.
Sean.
I have 9 kids. Come on.
You
It's a lot of
do
turkey.
have a lot of children. The house for just one. That seems a little crazy. Oh, Lord have mercy, 8 more. So the Bidens have been going to Nantucket since 1975. Just to put that in context, this is a long tradition.
In a $30 million estate?
So they
Maybe
are staying with friends. Are you guys kidding? All right,
You got to let her talk.
Yeah.
All right,
All right. If you let me go first,
Yes,
just let me
go.
do it,
I'll
and
be
then I
quiet.
will be quiet. So for people who are upset about this, I question, are you upset that Donald Trump spent $141 million on golf outings, right? Someone who literally had a golden toilet in their house didn't aggravate people that are upset that Joe Biden is hanging out with a high millionaire, probably billionaire donor. That's what people do, and a tradition that's gone for a long time. The real problem for Democrats on this is that when you go to the grocery store and you go to the gas pump, you do see that prices are higher. And then at the same time, there are some very positive things happening, like the unemployment numbers, lowest claims in 52 years. We saw retailers will open more stores than close them for the first time since 2017. So how do Democrats work that out, right? Without telling people, don't believe your lying eyes, right? But also saying that there are some positive things that are happening in the economy and that we hope post-pandemic that we're going to be really completely back on our feet.
Well, I would just say that Donald Trump actually paid for those golden toilets, and he lived down the street. He never said he was from Scranton, New Jersey, and like poor, Donald Trump. He was like a billionaire, and he owned it.
We don't have a Scranton.
But
Yeah, you're not claiming that one.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so Joe, so things are so great. We're actually tapping the strategic oil reserve, trying to pump more oil into the reserve, so we actually can bring prices down. That doesn't sound like things are going so well.
Well, no, because it's only, 50 million barrels? And what do we use? The energy secretary didn't know when she was asked.
Know, right.
It's 18 million a day, so that buys you like 3 days or something like that.
2.6.
I think that the president, instead of calling Al Roker, maybe in Waukesha, maybe call some of those families that are suffering right now that have family members in the hospital, children in the hospital, grandmothers that were killed in that crash. He's barely talked about that. I would have gone to Wisconsin before I go to Nantucket. He also says that America is back. I think he means back in 1979, because that's what we're dealing with inflation, supply chain, gas prices, and an unstable Afghanistan, Middle East, in essence, right? So America is back, not quite. Just over a quarter, 1/4 of this country says that this country is on the right track right now. If that's back, I'd rather be back in 1979.
And Waukesha didn't really vote for him, but they would appreciate a visit from him, no doubt, from their president.
Right. And by the way, the golden toilet thing, if you have a golden toilet, wouldn't you get a duvet? I mean, go all the way with it, because duvets are very underrated.
I can't answer that.
Well,
all right.
Are you talking about a bidet?
But Dagan,
You meant a bidet.
Yeah, because a duvet is your comforter.
You said a duvet is a comforter. You said a
right.
duvet.
Maybe that's how Joe does it.
Bidet.
I don't know if our viewers care.
I don't
really
care either. So Dagan, you're like the resident business expert here. So let's talk about Elizabeth Warren saying it's the fault of corporations for rising prices. It's not the fault of Democrats in spending and borrowing. What's your take?
Of course, she would turn and blame profiteering because, again, those evil businesses, because I suppose that the government, if they took them over in a central planned communist society, the government that's done such a crackerjack job on the virus would do a better job. Again, it's create a problem. This is Biden and company. Create a problem, blame somebody else, and then use demagoguery to completely shirk accountability. Elizabeth Warren using that language is just like Joe Biden writing a letter to the Federal Trade Commission saying you need to investigate gouging, as if that's the problem. Again, it's to deflect. But Biden and company literally only have words now, because the truth is in aisle 5, and Americans know that. And the truth is that when you go to fill up your car. But Jessica brought up the jobless claims numbers. Of all of the numbers, the jobless claims numbers that's the number of people filing for first-time unemployment benefits, and it's every week. It was a big deal at the height of the pandemic when so many people were getting laid off. Now, it's laughable that they're trying to make a show out of that number when the real issue is people won't take jobs, that there are almost 10.5 million job openings in this country. The jobless claims numbers, the Biden administration crowing about that is like you're losing 35-0 in a football game and you score in the fourth quarter a field goal, and then you're running around the field like you just won the Super Bowl. That's how idiotic it is.
Yeah. So Joey, when we talk about being out of touch, Harris was in Paris. And she bought a $375 serving dish and a $160 frying pan.
Yeah, maybe she's setting herself up for her next career. I'm not sure, because her poll numbers are in the tank, and I don't know if she's going to be in politics much longer. Listen, at the end of the day, don't spit in my face and tell me it's raining. Fox News is a great place to get fair and balanced information, but people aren't sitting at home saying things are bad because we're the ones telling them that. They're saying things are bad because they're living it, they're experiencing it, and they're worried. And if you're president of the United States, maybe show them you can connect with that if that's what you actually ran on. Donald Trump didn't run on sharing our finances. He ran on the idea that he would say what we were thinking but afraid to say out loud. Joe Biden ran on saying he's Scranton Joe, blue-collar Joe, the poorest member of the Senate when he left. That's his shtick. That's who he is. And a billionaire Thanksgiving doesn't fit in a time, unlike when Donald Trump was going golfing, people are worried about their finances. I remember 2017 and 2018. They were good years for me, and more importantly, they were good years for my family that has really scratched and worked really hard in this life, harder than I have. And that's where people are back. Where is America back to? I mean, for a lot of people, 2009. And that's what's tough.
Yeah, no,
I got to think, though, that house in Nantucket has a bidet.
You know what? Every president, though, I'll tell you, before we go to mend fences with Jess,
we gotta go.
every president has rich friends, and they go to fancy places on vacation. Everyone in modern history, except for Jimmy Carter, who was hanging out at his peanut farm. So that's not the big deal. The policy is the problem.
What would serve Democrats really well is they channeled a little Bill Clinton and said, I feel your pain. And you can actually, acknowledge what people are going through instead of rushing off to Nantucket.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.